Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Chris Maloney back with you for another episode of CWN Predicts. Taking place live tonight, 8 p.m. on Fight is Impact Wrestling Bound for Glory 2020. 8 big matches been announced so far for the card. We'll have to wait and see if anything else is announced, but we do have a kind of a pre-show match as well. So we will get into that. First Impact Wrestling prediction show I have done. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. But like I said, we'll go through it the same way we've gone through other pay-per-view prediction show, as well as after the show has aired, you will see a recap show take place. Giving my thoughts and the results on Impact Wrestling Bound for Glory. But like I said, Impact Wrestling Bound for Glory taking place live tonight on 8 p.m. on pay-per-view Fight here in Canada. You can go through the fight.tv website or the Fight app if you have it on your phone or tablet or even laptop. So, multiple ways to be able to watch Bound for Glory tonight. I think it's only $30. I think it's what it's retailing for. So, might even be 25. So you definitely get your money's worth with this one here. But like I said, 8 matches taking place. The first is going to be taking place on the pre-show. And as you can see there on the screen, live Countdown to Glory pre-show is taking place 7 o'clock tonight. That is absolutely free. So that is taking place on fight.tv as well as social media. Now, they had said their digital platforms Impact Wrestling had. Now, I'm not exactly sure if that's the same way as other promotions do it, but I do believe it might be YouTube as well as Facebook. I know when they do the press pass, I know Facebook is part of that. So yeah, definitely check that out on Fight. But like I said, it should be YouTube as well as Facebook as well. But that is, like I said, the Bound for Glory pre-show taking place tonight, 7 p.m., live Countdown to Glory. And one match has been named for that. And it's got some Canadian contingency to it. So the Rascals, and that is Dez and Wentz, going to be taking on the Deaners. So Mr. Cody Deaner as well as Cousin Jake. So that'll be an interesting match there. Complete contrast in styles. So you've got two kind of hardcore heavy hitters, kind of no nonsense, kind of just going to beat you up in the ring with Cody as well as Cousin Jake taking on, like I said, Dez as well as Wentz of the Rascals. Still getting used to the names of the Rascals. Now, I know them. If I'm seeing their faces in the rings and I can in the ring story, I can tell them apart. But the names of Trey, Dez, and Wentz, if you try to think of them too quickly, you end up kind of messing them up. But this right here, biased wise, I'd love to see the Deaners take the victory. Not sure if they're going to. It might be the start of a push though, because we've seen the Rascals kind of in the mix for the better part of a year, so to speak. Trey obviously doing the singles thing. But Dez and Wentz, you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say prediction-wise, I'm going to say the Deaners take this. And then we'll have to wait and see where this goes and whether or not they are going to basically become contenders, so to speak. Not that they already aren't, but to become major contenders, so to speak, to the Impact World Tag Team Championship. So I'm going to say the Deaners take it in the opener here. So that is match number 1 there. And like I said, part of the Bound for Glory, Countdown to Glory pre-show there. So then we get into the main card. And like I said, this takes place 8 p.m. on Fight through pay-per-view. Like I said, $24.99 or $29.99. I'm just going to quickly check that there because I know it's under $30, but I'm not exactly sure if it's $24.99 or $29.99. So I'm just going to bring this up quickly here. And where are we here? $29.99. So not that bad at all. So like I said, definitely you get your money's worth. $29.99 for Impact Wrestling Bound for Glory 2020 taking place later tonight. So guys, like I had said, 7 matches taking place, on the main card there. So we'll start with match number 1. This is a call your shot gauntlet match. So the winner could choose any championship match of their choice. And now this is interesting because of the fact you've got males and females in this match. So basically what it comes down to is this. If Heath or Rhino win, Rhino remains with Impact Wrestling and Heath wins a full-time contract with Impact Wrestling. If neither wins, Rhino is fired and Heath does not get a contract with Impact Wrestling. So it's been announced Rhino will enter first. This happened on Impact Wrestling this past Tuesday night. So it was a match between Rhino as well as Hernandez. Alicia Edwards was involved. Alicia ends up getting speared. Hernandez takes the pin and ends up beating Rhino. So Rhino is going to enter the match first. Hernandez is going to enter the match last. Like I said, it's a gauntlet match. So it's basically, you're in there, you beat somebody, somebody else comes in, somebody else comes in, somebody else comes in until there's 2 opponents. And then basically the winner is decided. But all the names mentioned in this match. And this will be kind of a shot for me to see if I can get this right, because there's a lot of names mentioned. So if I get this right, I'm doing pretty good. So like I said, the Deaners in the pre-show, I think are going to win. Then you go on to this match here. AC Romero, Alicia Edwards, Brian Myers, Havoc, Heath Hernandez, Larry D, Rhino, Taya Valkyrie, Tennille Dashwood, Tommy Dreamer, and they've got a to be determined as well. So it looks like a mystery opponent could actually take part in this match. In saying that, they can go a lot of different directions as far as the match itself goes. They put it on Brian Myers to give him the chance to go for any championship he wants to, X Division Championship or the World Championship. If Rhino or Heath if Rhino doesn't win, he's done. So it automatically you think that Rhino's going to win, but I don't think it's going to go that direction. So realistically, if I'm looking at this, but then again, it could go to a female as well. Like I said, you got Alicia Edwards, Tyra Valkyrie, Tennille Dashwood. I'm going to go on the limb. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say Tennille Dashwood wins this. So Tennille Dashwood gets that contract, so to speak, and ends up, becoming a contender there to the Impact Knockouts Championship. So I'm going to say Tennille Dashwood in this match wins it. So I'm going to say that they put her over strong in this one. Next match of the night, Eddie Edwards taking on Ken Shamrock with Sami Callihan. I should have mentioned as well, pre-show, so that live show, the countdown to Glory, pre-show that's taking place 7 p.m. Ken Shamrock is getting inducted into the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame. And then he goes on to having a match. So Eddie Edwards, like I said, Ken Shamrock, Sami Callihan's in Shamrock's corner. I'm loving the connection between Callihan and Shamrock, but the fact is, I think you can't trust Callihan. I'm going to put it simply like that. You can't trust Callihan. So what I'm going to say is this: Callihan turns on Shamrock. Eddie Edwards gets the victory. Callihan and Shamrock end up feuding. So I'm going to say Eddie Edwards with the victory, thanks to interference from Sami Callihan. So I'm going to say it like that. So that is the match prediction there. Next match of the night, EC3 versus Moose in basically just a singles match there. For the way it's going, what is there for Moose to accomplish? They're basically, EC3 is basically making him feel like he needs to get on with life and needs to move on from the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, needs to do something else in life that's going to matter. So I continue to see the downward spiral, the downward trend, so to speak, for Moose. In saying that, I'm going to say that Moose ends up losing, EC3 ends up winning. EC3, former world champion, at his own right. So I'm going to say EC3 takes the victory here, and Moose continues down that downward spiral. So that's match prediction right there. So far, I have got the Deaners as well as Tennille Dashwood, Eddie Edwards, as well as EC3. Next match, 6-way intergender scramble match for the Impact X Division Championship. If you know the history here, so Trey ends up beating Rohit this past Wednesday on Impact. Jordan Grace is also beating Rohit. That looked like it was a new champion, but all of a sudden the title wasn't on the line, so that got nixed there. So contenders in this match: Rohit Raju, Chris Bay, Jordan Grace, TJP, Trey Miguel, Willie Mack. And this is, like I said, the 6-way intergender scramble match for the Impact Wrestling X Division Championship. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say I can't see them putting the title on. I'm not trying to be, bad in saying this, but Tessa Blanchard, the way everything went down there, I can't see them putting another men's title on a female, so to speak, just because there's a lot of sour taste that was left in a lot of people's mouths with regards to the way that was handled, the way that went down. So I can't see that happening. Jordan Grace should be in the women's division. It should. I don't necessarily disagree with the intergender wrestling because of the fact is you've got it in the gauntlet match. But the fact is I don't want to see another men's title on a woman. Not to say it's anything bad with that, but like I said, the Tessa Blanchard, the sour taste that was left in the mouth from the whole way the situation got handled. So in saying that, politics aside, Jordan Grace definitely has the power and the capacity to win that championship. But in saying that, keep her to the women's division. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say of the names mentioned, I'd love to see TJP win it. And, it's a little, I love TJP, amazing, guy, real life. Get to see him here in London, Ontario. But that being said, I'm going to say the title remains on Rohit Raju. to retain. I'm going to say the odds are against him. Obviously, Scott D'Amore, that backstage segment that happened, Jordan Grace beating him. When it comes down to, him getting pinned this past Wednesday, everything looks like it's against him. I'm going to say Rohit comes out and is victorious. I don't know how he's going to do it, but I'm going to say he's victorious, so he retains the X Division Championship there. Next match, this is probably going to be match of the night. I'm looking forward to it for a lot of different reasons, but you get the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin as champs, taking on the Good Brothers, taking on the North, taking on Ace Austin and Madman Fulton. That's a 4-way tag team match for the Impact World Tag Team Championship. I've loved the Motor City Machine Guns, kind of marked out when they got back together there, won the championships. Being biased here in Canada, huge fan of the North, Ethan Page and Josh Alexander. Then you got Austin and Madman Fulton. Then you got the Good Brothers. So if you realistically think about it, the impact, quote unquote, that they've made, you'd think they're going to put it on the Good Brothers. I can't see them doing it that soon. I think booking has changed quite a bit in Impact Wrestling, so I can't see the titles going on the Good Brothers yet. I can see the Motor City Machine Guns losing the titles. To the North, no. So who else you got left? You got basically Madman Fulton and Ace Austin. I see them carrying the championships. Madman's just a monster. Ace Austin basically he gets under your skin. You just want to jump through the TV and punch the guy. But the fact is, he sells his character well. He's one of those guys that plays his character, to the point that you hate the guy. He's multi-talented. It's going to be a huge success as far as the wrestling business goes, in my personal opinion. And I think this is the night tonight where they basically go and win the tag team championships, and the Good Brothers continuously chasing for the tag team championships. So, yeah, I'm going to say Ace Austin, Madman Fulton for the win there. Semi-main event. So Deonna Purrazzo as champ puts the title on the line against Kylie Rae. Kylie is a gifted wrestler, probably one of the strongest women I think I've seen in Impact Wrestling. I think the new character of hers, where all of a sudden she's a lot more aggressive, is working for her, because you go from Smiley Kylie into this aggressive version of her. Thing is this, Susie basically got her arms broken, and that was that. Kylie basically was upset about that, not too happy going into the situation with Deonna Purrazzo as well as Kimberly. And, all of a sudden, like I said, we've seen this aggressive side of Kylie Rae, but we haven't seen Su Yung make her appearance yet. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to say Su Yung cost Kylie Rae the match. I'm going to say Deonna Purrazzo retains the championship. And I'm going to say it sets up feud between basically Su Yung and Kylie Rae. So I think that's where that's going to go. So I see Kylie Rae losing, basically Su Yung making an appearance, and I can see Deonna Purrazzo retaining, and Deonna versus Tenille I think would be absolutely amazing to see for the championship. I definitely looking forward to seeing something like that down the line. So that is your semi-main event, guys. Into the main event here, one and only Mr. World Class Maniac, Mr. Canadian, so to speak, Eric Young, so EY, defending the championship against Rich Swann. It's interesting because these guys have been going at it for a while. It's been a good feud going back and forth. Eric Young is playing the part of, obviously, the world-class maniac. It's such a different character for me when he first entered Impact Wrestling, TNA Wrestling, way back in the day. It's there's a bias there because he is an Ontario boy, but he should have been doing more in the company he used to work for. I tell you this much, they should have given him a shot, especially there with the, him being part of Sanity and that character. And that was off the chain, so to speak. And now all of a sudden he's this world-class maniac, and he does not seem like that Eric Young that used to exist in Impact Wrestling, TNA Wrestling. And I'm loving it. I'm loving this guy. He comes out with a hockey mask on. He's more intense. He's more aggressive. But then you got Rich Swann. And the fact is, he is one of the most gifted athletes I think I've seen live as well as on TV. But do they put the title on him? I don't see why not. Eric Young, I don't think this is one and done for him. I think he'll end up winning that championship again. But I'm going to say this. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say Deonna Purrazzo retains as female women's champion, and I'm going to say Rich Swann takes the title off of Eric Young to becomes the new Impact World Champion. And I think that's the way it's going to play out. So some of these things, I just, I look at the matches, and pretty much when I see them, I make my decision. By the time I do this show, the decision's still the same. Other times I'm kind of on the fence. I kind of start talking about how the matches have gone in the past, how the direction of a feud has gone. And the next thing you know, it's like I just said, Rich Swann, I think, is going to become new champion. So that is that. So go back and talk about my predictions here. So in the pre-match, the pre-show match, so to speak, I'm going to say the Deaners over the Rascals. I'm going to say Tennille Dashwood in the Call Your Shot Gauntlet match. I'm going to say Eddie Edwards wins thanks to Sami Callihan turning on Ken Shamrock. I'm going to say EC3 wins. I'm going to say Rohit Raju retains, the underdog there. I'm going to say we have new champions for the Tag Team Championship, and that's Ace Austin, Madman Fulton. I'm going to say Deonna Purrazzo retains. We see the appearance of Su Yung. And I'm going to say Eric Young loses the Impact World Championship to Rich Swann. So those are my predictions there. So like I said, live tonight, 8 p.m., Fight TV, $29.99. You can get it on the app. You can get it on, your tablet, so to speak, your laptop. I know I have the Amazon Fire Stick. I know I can get it on there as well. So lots of various places you can watch the pay-per-view, $29.99. It's you can't beat that price. And then, like I said, the pre-show, the Countdown to Glory pre-show, taking place live at 7:00 p.m. That is on Fight, so the Fight app. Anywhere you can get the Fight app, or like I said, social media as well. So YouTube as well as Facebook. So check that out. So tonight, 7:00 for the pre-show. That's for free. And then 8:00 is going to be the main show. Usually goes about 3 hours, so about 11:00 they should be off. They have gone 4 hours at times, so it depends. 7 matches though. It'll be interesting to see, unless it's a very long match. I think they're probably going to be done by say 11. So you'll see the recap show for CWN Predicts. So CWN Predicts, sorry, not CWN Predicts, CWN Recap for Impact Wrestling Bound for Glory, taking place about 15 to 20 minutes after the show ends. We'll do a live show here on Facebook, YouTube, as well as Twitch, just to give you guys the rundown of how the matches went. Thoughts on the results, as well as see how well I did with my predictions there. So even though this is a premiere, you're watching on Facebook as well as YouTube. The fact is, we will be doing a live recap show, like I said, about 11:15, 11:20-ish after the event itself ends. So, guys, that is it for the Impact Wrestling Bound for Glory 2020 predictions show. Hope you've enjoyed it. Give me your thoughts on your predictions yourself. Feedback at cwnonline.ca. And like I said, we'll be back at about 11:15, 11:20 tonight for the recap show. As soon as Impact goes off the air, about 15 to 20 minutes later. So, guys, enjoy the show. If you want to hit me up, like I said, on social media here at Chris Maloney CWN, you can let me know your thoughts there as well. But guys, that is it for Bound for Glory, the prediction show. Hopefully you enjoy it. And guys, we'll see you later tonight for the recap show taking place, like I said, about 11:15, 11:20-ish. So, guys, thank you very much, and we will see everybody later on tonight.